Greetings, Local 163 family. My name is John Carter. I'm from the Romulus side of the family. I want to welcome everyone to our broadcast. When I say ours, I mean the memberships. Continental, Detroit Axle, Detroit Diesel, JLL, Oakwood, Purim, and the Romulus Propulsion Systems. Before we get started, don't forget about the Labor Day Parade. Definitely let your leadership know if you would like to attend, ride the bus. The QR code going around, there's a link to sign up. So if you'd like to participate, please let your leadership know. And today, I have with me Tuomi. Did I pronounce that correctly?
Tuomi.
Tommy Tuomi.
There.
All right. Nice to meet you. I've seen you at the meeting here and there. Glad to get the opportunity to come and talk to you. So let's talk about it. What's going on at Diesel right now?
Well, Diesel, we just had a unit meeting and we're talking about, we just had a big layoff. And on Monday this week, our layoff totals up to 125 people. And that's an indefinite layoff. We make engines for Freightliner and Western Star. We are the top dog in the engine market. Our guys do great quality work. It's just that the market has dropped. People aren't buying engines right now. And the reason is I believe the tariffs have a big effect. People buying, one report I read where some port receives 10,000 containers. I think it's a month from China. They're only receiving about 2,300 right now.
Oh, wow.
And so when you drop down 77%, guess what? You're not going to buy trucks for 10,000 containers. You're going to buy it for 2,300 containers, right? The cool thing is that over the years, we haven't seen a real layoff for a while.
Right.
So I've been there 31 years, and the trend used to be that 3.5 years, you'd have a little dip, a layoff, 3.5 years, you'd dip. And since 2010, we have grown and grown and grown. At one point, we were about 33% of the market share, and it seems like every time a dip would come along, we stole more market share. So we took away from Cat at one time, now Cummins. And so our product's one of the best out there, if not the best. And but you can't sell engines when people aren't driving trucks to deliver stuff. And we were running 3 shifts, but we were also on a buy ahead. We were going to have new EPA emissions where everyone was going to buy the engines up front, cheaper. And then 2027, the emissions was going to take a hit. The engine price was going to go up and different engine too. So we anticipated a lot of engines being bought this year, next year. While the new administration had removed the emissions from 27 and pushed it back. So one of the issues there is instead of building 100,000 engines, we don't need 100,000 engines. We need 80 or 70. And so there's a lot of panic on that because, geez, the market's crashing. Well, instead of doing this peak and then dropping, which we were going to drop right before contract, which wouldn't have been a good thing either. So hopefully the peaks and the valleys level out. Another thing is interest rates are a little bit high. And so if I'm going to buy a $200,000, $300,000 truck at an interest rate,
That's going to affect my decision.
absolutely right. Yeah. So with that, we have reduced down to 2 shifts, and we were running 3 for the last 2 years. Now we're having a hard time maintaining 2 shifts, and so with that, we have some rolling layoff, and it's really difficult right now.
Yeah.
Some of these young kids haven't seen a layoff, and they're like, so they just send me a check, and then no, it doesn't work that way. You have to file for unemployment. And the one really nice thing is, and not everyone can say this, we have sub credits, as you guys do too, right?
Yeah, we call it sub, right?
Sub pay, yeah. And so it brings us up to 95%, which is a great union benefit, you know.
Yeah.
And the people who aren't in a union, they're getting a 362 while we're getting 95% of our pay.
Right, right.
And so,
So I know.
it's difficult too. And we have a lot of young families, and when young families are trying to feed their kids, put them in school, And it makes it difficult. And so right now we do have 125 there in the street.
And is that so? That 125, that's a whole shift.
Yes, right now it's the third shift. They're investing money into our plant, so it's not like they're trying to go anywhere. In our machine shop, in the next year and a half, they're going to invest about $12 million in new machinery. We do a great job there with apprentices. 11 apprentices retire on this buyout. We had a buyout where we had 45 people retire, and so some of them were on medical, so they replaced up to 30. But we replaced those 11 with 6 apprentices, which is great. We
by the layoff, we're still
so we're promoting from inside our plant, right? And it's a great way to keep loyalty, keep your family, and it goes a long ways. And for some of these young kids, it's a big salary, right? And so it's a nice thing. And so we do have 22 apprentices. We're at pretty much the top of the threshold of how many we can have with percentages of apprentices to journeymen. You have to have so many journeymen to teach these apprentices. We've done a great job. The company has worked with us to hire within. We're having difficulty because we don't know the forecast 2 weeks out. And so we will leave on a Friday and knowing we're going to have some rolling layoffs coming up. And all of a sudden we'll come back on Monday and the whole plan has changed. And so we have drawn old orders of 4 and tried to ease the pain as much as we can, get rid of the peaks and valleys. But right now we're going through a difficult time because the unstable market's causing difficulties with everything we do.
Yeah. No, so you said indefinite layoff, so it's not like for example, with GM, we might have someone we could transfer to. That's your situation is.
No, we don't have that ability.
Okay.
We're literally one plant. We have 2 locations. We have a warehouse in Renford. We have a Detroit diesel plant. And so the funny thing about Detroit diesel, a lot of times when instead of hiring people to run more overtime, so when we do have fluctuations, it doesn't affect the workers as much. So, but this drastic churn lately is really affecting us.
Right. And so when things turn around, is it like a reach back to the
Absolutely
that got laid off first?
Yes.
Okay.
And so what they do is it's called time for time. And so you have your rights back by seniority up until if you work 3 years and you're out for 3 years, after that 3 years, they don't have to hire.
Now you because I know the way it is in some organizations is you lose that time also, like if you
Or just seniority.
yeah.
Yeah, well,
Is it the same thing? Like if I have 1 year and I'm laid off a year?
yeah. If you get hired back, you would have broken seniority. Yes,
But you can come back.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's on their discretion, though. They don't have to. The one thing, we don't have the pensions. Only people before 98 may have pensions.
Okay.
And so your seniority is about your progression now. And what I mean by that is once you hit top rate, everything's just a year into another year, where we do still have quite a few pension eligible. Most of them are at the 30-year mark, so they're almost there to retire. Well, in 28, they will be.
Okay.
And so
in that year, you're looking for people to possibly retire.
Yeah.
Depending on what's going on.
Yeah. I always want the young kids to be able to get the jobs, but I never want to tell someone that they have to go. Like I said, I have 30 years, but I have a young daughter that's in freshman high school, right?
Yeah.
And so we have kids that have hired in at 18 and just 30 years, 50 years old, yeah, right? And so every circumstance is different. I pray that everyone's got the financial well-being and no hardships that they're able to retire from.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that is this industry. Auto industry is up and down.
Yep.
And like you said, y'all been going up for so long. Kind of hate to say it, but you expect some downturn. Just don't want it. We never really ready for it.
Yeah, and so we're hoping that we don't bottom out.
Right.
And so we believe that the truck market out there, the engines are getting on the last leg, they're getting a little older. Eventually they're going to have to. To what extent will they buy? Well, it depends on how much we're bringing from the ports and, you know, everything else. So,
and everything is connected. You know, the economy, the decisions that the administration makes, all of that affects us. All of that affects.
no. And, you know, I have a hard time with the tariffs because there's no consistency. Deal me a hand and then don't change my cards. And what I mean is, if you're going to do a tariff, let the tariff settle. We don't know if it's going to work or not if you keep changing it, right?
Right.
And so, if they bring jobs back to America, that's awesome. Absolutely, right? But if it chases work away or you're controlling it for someone else's benefit, the 1%, so they can make it in the stock market. And
right. That's right. Yeah. And it's almost like people on our level can be just casualties of war.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, when that the frame of mind is in place.
So the one thing, we just had the union meetings today, and it's a call for unionism again. Like you brought up the Labor Day parade. They need to see our strength in numbers.
Right.
They need to know that we care. As I look, and our locals doing a great job with the backpack fund, right? And we're having kids going to school hungry right now. Kids can't afford a backpack. Some of us are privileged. We make the money. But union's not you and me. Union's all of us, right? And a lot of the conversations out there, what are you guys doing to do this? No, it's what are we doing?
Exactly.
And so the membership that I had there today, I'm like, we grow as a group or we sink as an individual, right?
Yeah.
And so
it's like the saying, united we stand, divided we beg.
Yeah. And there's no more trying time than in the last 15 years than now. You know, so
Yeah, and the community service also, from what I understand, they're not only doing a backpack giveaway Saturday, they're also having a food giveaway too.
oh yeah, I did hear that. Yeah.
Yeah, they're having a food giveaway, and of course they're welcoming all workers that are laid off. It's some nice backpacks. I peeked under the thing, even though it said don't touch. I peeked under there, and it's some nice backpacks.
And so no, we're doing a good job here, but we can only do so much, guys. And so if you have it in you, don't need a backpack or a little extra food. I know people who will have food in their cabinets and cupboards forever. If you're not using it, donate it. We are having young kids, also the diapers. There, yeah, a lot of young parents that all that a little bit helps right now, especially so.
Right, and community service, they're doing a good job raising items for laid off workers and people in need. And we'll definitely have to keep reiterating this as we do more of these episodes to encourage people to drop off food, diapers, things like that to support our members that are laid off. We all together, we all in this together. We're in different locations working, but we're all local 163.
So you brought up something to me before we turned on the camera. You said you realized that you and I are a little older than some, right?
Yes, yeah.
Young folks, we need you. All right, you're the future. We're here. We're doing what we can, but we need the support of you young guys too. Get involved.
And we need to be able to teach, pass on, and watch them run with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So glad you took time out to
I appreciate the chance.
Till next time.
Absolutely. Hey guys, get out there and support the community service and Labor Day parade. We need all of you. Unions, all of us. So
Solidarity.
thank you.